I hear you want to see some amazing growth of aquatic plants using cheap but very effective all-in-one liquid fertilizer and cheap LED lights. Well guys, stick around to see how I have achieved amazing plant growth from this to this. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Natquascape, a channel dedicated to all things related to planted aquariums and aquascaping for all. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on all the step-by-step guides on aquascapes. I will be setting up unboxings and reviews of products and hints and tips so that you can enjoy and maintain a healthy, easy, trouble-free aquarium. What we all want. So you've seen that I have a couple of aquascaping aquariums from Superfish. These come with a hang-on-back filter, LED light and liquid ferts all included. Aquaflare have also sent me a whole bunch of plants too. Okay, so I added the plants to this 90-litre aquarium, which is low iron glass aquarium, or more precisely, an aquarium that is made from crystal clear glass. And I have to say that I am really pleased with the look, feel, size and build quality of this tank, to be completely honest. Now, what surprised me is that I didn't think that I would actually get that good plant growth, even with easy to grow plant with these lights and the liquid ferts produced by Colombo. Why? Well, for a long time, I've been using ADA fertilizers in the tank behind me and this tank as well, which has a twin star light. I added these plants into this tank and the tank behind me, and I didn't see that much growth, and I had CO2 as well. And they were in there for about 2 weeks. However, when I added them to the Superfish 90-litre tank, within days I saw real improvements. Now the fertilizer I'm using, I use it once a week, bonus. So you're probably adding excess nutrients and letting the plants take them up. The negative of this is that if your CO2 and your light is not balanced, then excess nutrients can cause algae issues. Therefore, you need to ensure that you have fast growing plants that are capable of rapid uptake of nutrients in order to outcompete uptake by algae. And this is the key thing here, people. I would always recommend that you have some fast growing plants in all of your aquascapes or planted aquariums, because they can act as an additional control to keep algae blooms at bay. So let's talk about these liquid fertilizers which I have here. So these are the liquid fertilizers produced by Colombo. Okay, so let me just give you a close-up of that. So there is FloraGrow. We also have FloraGrow Pro and FloraGrow Carbo. Okay, so all of these products are made in Holland by Colombo and Aquadistry as a company. So FloraGrow is a liquid fertilizer and used for moderately planted tanks. Now it provides nutrients to the water column, which are absorbed by the plants through their leaves. This product actually contains all the essential nutrients in a complete formula. Also, iron is added in a kind of special form which can be absorbed by plants directly. So there are the kind of claims from the manufacturer. Then we have FloraGrow Carbo. This is an alternative for CO2. Okay, so FloraGrow Carbo contains an alternative source of carbon to replace the need for CO2. That's what they say. Now, in an aquarium without CO2 or injected CO2 system, the use of FloraGrow Carbo is essential. I think I've been getting good results with this. Now, by adding FloraGrow Carbo, plants can absorb the alternative source of carbon without the need for CO2. And this fertilizer should be added daily for best results, which can help also prevent algae. So I'm thinking that this could be a product of, well, it could be a chemical called glutaraldehyde or a polymer or derivative of glutaraldehyde. And the use of glutaraldehyde in planted aquariums is a whole another topic and of much debate actually. Now, glutaraldehyde in excess is toxic. Okay, it is toxic, but in a small dose, it can act as an algaecide as well. Okay, so we're going to have a look at, the plants in more detail and see how good the plant growth is. So one thing to mention is that the Flora Grow doesn't contain nitrates or phosphates. Now, the difference between the Flora Grow and the Flora Grow Special Fertilizer is that the Special Fertilizer contains nitrates and phosphates as well, and is recommended for use in heavily planted aquariums such as aquascapes. Let's have a look at the Superfish 90-litre aquarium and just show you a little bit. Just pull out the plants and show you how long these plants are. Honestly, they're just growing like mad in this system. Okay, so look at this tank. I mean, it's absolutely growing like wildfire. Let's just have a close look at the plants here. So look at some of the immense growth that we're getting as well. This plant, I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It's just growing like mad. That's the name here. There's the label. If I'm pronouncing it correctly. But I absolutely love it. We've got the Limnophilia here, just growing like mad, and then all of this Rotala indica red and Rotala rundifolia, really nice kind of red colors on there. Hopefully you can see. Oh, look at that, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. And it's absolutely huge. I mean, honestly, this stuff's just growing like mad. You know what, let me just pull it out. Let me set up a bucket down. I can pull one of these plants out. I'll tell you what, I'll pull out this, I'll pull out that, and you can see how large it's grown. So I'm just gonna get this Rotala out. Let me just try and push all this to the back so I can get it. I don't know. Where is it? Oh yeah. Look at all of that growth from the Rotala rundifolia and the Rotala indica red. And there's more in there as well. I've got more in there. So this is the kind of growth I've got in such a short space of time. And we're talking about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that, since, I set this up. Maybe 4 weeks actually, about a month of growth. Let's get the Limnophilia out here. Let's just have a look at that. I mean, that's what we're talking about here, guys. Look how long that is. I've never had a stem plant so long, apart from maybe some Vallis, Spiralis, something like that. Oh, seriously, this plant definitely doesn't need CO2. Okay, so the one thing to note about, these easy to grow plants and looking at the Rotala rundifolia, the Limnophilia, and that other one that I couldn't mention, yeah, they're easy to grow plants. And there's no substrate in here, it's bare bottom. So all I'm using is the liquid fertilizers. And there's a bit of CO2 going in there. Not at 25 to 30 ppm, I'm probably about 15 ppm, and I don't think I need that whatsoever. The only reason I put some CO2 in there is because I got some glossostigma in here, and the plants were just overgrowing the glossostigma, so the glossostigma has suffered a little bit. Let's just, scape this tank in due course, put the glossostigma in there, and I'm going to do a nice scape in here. So subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss out on all of that. Okay, so when you're using the fertilizers, the liquid fertilizers you use once a week, Okay, so that's a bonus. You're not having to fertilize every day. So it is adding excess, liquid fertilizers, and therefore you do need some fast growing plants with this fertilizer, I think. Otherwise you might run into some algae issues. And if you don't balance your CO2, liquid ferts and light, then you could run into algae issues. So it's always good to have some fast growing plants just to balance things out a bit. The alternative CO2, the fluorocarbo, you add every day. So I guess you can see that, I am getting some good plant growth with this liquid fertilizer, and importantly, or just as importantly, the Superfish LED light as well. So if you're looking to get into the hobby, then I would really recommend maybe looking at purchasing the Superfish aquarium kit to start out with. And I think it's a really good kit actually. Now that I've tested it out, and I've put the plants in here and I've done it bare bottom, and I've just used the liquid fertilizers provided by them, and the plants provided by them, and the light provided by them, and the CO2 also provided by them. Yeah, I'm getting good results with these easy to grow plants. I am going to do an experiment in this tank where I add more CO2 because I'm going to have a few more demanding plants, and I'm also going to do Escape, which is this one. It's still running, it's going through its cycle at the moment. That will be planted in due course. Again, subscribe if you want to see all of that content, and that aquascape being built step by step. But that tank here is going to be low maintenance. It's not going to have injected CO2. I'm just literally going to use the stuff that's come with the kit. Obviously I'm using different kind of hardscape, but all the substrate I'm going to be using is provided by Colombo and Aquadistry. So everything's kind of Superfish Aquadistry in this tank to actually test how good it is at growing some easy to grow plants, and for those who want to get into the hobby and have a easy aquascape. Okay guys, so you have seen that the plants have grown really well. Yes, they're easy to grow plants, but I'm not using any substrate. It's a bare bottom tank with the plants only and the liquid fertilizers and the light, all provided by Superfish. So if you're looking to get into the hobby, then I really think that this would be a good way to get into the hobby. It's quite affordable price, and you get everything to get you started as well, including some of the substrate as well. So the tank behind me is going to be Escape, so subscribe, hit the bell, don't miss out on that content. And that's going to be a kind of more high-tech planted aquarium where I'm just going to up the CO2 levels as well to try and grow some more high demanding plant with the same light and the liquid fertilization routine as well that I'm using at the moment in here. If you want to get into the hobby, you don't have to go for an ADA, you don't have to go for all these expensive aquariums. You can start, with these kind of kits, see how you get on. And hopefully this kind of product review of the liquid ferts can kind of confirm that the liquid ferts and the light work really well, provided you choose the plants carefully as well. So yeah, going well actually with these products. So if you're looking to get into the hobby, it's a good place to start, and I would fully recommend it now that I've tried and tested it. Alright, so let's have a look at what else is going on here in the Natquascape studio. So as I said, this is going to be scaped. Can't wait to do that. Going to be awesome. Quick review of this one. Superfish 45 needs planting. I might do something with this nano aquarium here. This is the Mini Flexi M designed by Oliver Knott. Might do something there. As you can see, I've bought some cheap hang-on back filters. A tank, cheap tank, literally like £5, couple of bucks, second-hand, and it's just got a whole load of biomedia, cheap external filter, and a little Superfish circulator pump as well. And I've just chucked in some of this limnophilia in here as an experiment to see how it grows in cold water, because this has got no heater on it. Here is the River Pebblescape. I've not got the lights on. I don't want to switch the lights on at the moment, but oh wow, it is just, I mean, it's growing like mad. I think this actually might need rescaping. I've done an update on this, but just another quick super update on this. I mean, it's just growing like mad. I mean, this is the Cryptocorini Belicia. I mean, look at that. I'm just holding it up. So this is like a 45 litre aquarium. It's 45 centimeters across. Oh my god, it's huge. It's huge. It's my new favorite crypt at the moment. Not used this before. Absolutely love it. ADA 60p, yeah, it is time for a rescape. Again, the light is not on and this camera is just adjusting. Yeah, doing well. I have to switch all the filters and stuff off while I'm filming because it just makes background noise as well, which I can't remove, but oh, it is looking good. I did some underwater footage of this by putting my underwater camera around that area. That was last week's video, and we got the ADA 45p step by step. Hoping to get that out next week. Subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss out. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video of me doing a product review and test of these liquid fertilizers. And you can see the results in a bare bottom tank, so you know it's just the liquid ferts and the light that's working with this aquarium kit supplied by Superfish. Subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on more content. Next week I'll be doing a step-by-step guide on setting up this aquascape, which needs planting, so hopefully I'll do that during the week and get that to you next week. So for now, take care and ta-ra.